Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the wonderful morning of January 30th. Still incredibly cold and snowy, but it's still as glorious as every morning, isn't it? Now, for today's topic, here's something a little less how you treat people, a little more something just kind of a reminder, I guess, about the world and how wonderful it can be if you give it the opportunity. So, I hear a lot of people say, well, it's life. You get one shot and you're done. And that's true. It's very true. You get one life. That's the idea that I follow anyway. And if you screw it up, well, that's your life. Be careful with it. That's the only shot you get. But I think the glorious thing about our modern world is we have these beautiful, beautiful inventions called locomotives, and automobiles, and flying machines, and 7 billion people with which one can interact, and get to know, and hug, and love, and care for, and possibly be mean to, but hopefully not. But here's the whole thing. We have only one life to live, and, we're only one person. But the idea that if you screw one thing up, that it's done? Well, there's 2 grounds on which I disagree with that. First of all, I think one can always continue in a society or in a group if the group is accepting of it. If one makes himself truly redeemed in the eyes of the group, then it's as if there's no problem whatsoever. For certain individuals and certain groups, that might be harder than others. But the idea that just because someone has wronged someone, or the idea that someone has done something taboo or otherwise not, frowned upon in a group, means that they're forever ostracized, are always exiled, and will never be welcomed back into the folds of this cabal again, is maybe not unreasonable, but I would say unlikely. And the second being that even if by some unfortunate series of circumstances one has completely ostracized oneself from a group, like I said, we have cars, we have trains. We have cars, we have trains, we have other groups that exist within these cultures, with which one can interact, which one can find, which one can get used to, whether that mean having friends over the internet, or pen pals, if anyone still does that, or simply having a friend you keep in touch with who's moved away or lives in a different country, on a different continent, or whatever. There's a limitless amount of people on this planet. Well, there are 7 billion. Not exactly, but roughly. But such a large amount, with so many different backgrounds and so many different interests and so many ideas of how the world works, we couldn't possibly, as individuals, work through them all. So even if you burn every bridge you make, which isn't ideal, but it's a possibility, and sometimes that's just the way someone needs to operate to be healthy. There are so many people on this planet that they could move on to interact with, that they could get to know, to become very close with, that one, I think, really needn't ever have a fear of being permanently an outcast or permanently lost. And even if this self-imposed exile isn't as a result of social interactions, but say someone lost a job, someone suddenly feels like they cannot continue on in a group because of their current position, again, there's always one more town right over. There's always one more country right over. There's always one more continent right over. Antarctica is an option, folks. Point is, the world's limitless, so why limit yourself to a particular group, a particular culture, a particular background? And that, beyond being a tool for the runaway, there's also wonderful opportunity there for anyone who wants to see something else of the world. Anyone who wants to go out and explore, anyone who wants to go out and see what other cultures there are. The world's there. And the only thing stopping you from getting on a train with that ticket is maybe the cost of the ticket and your own and society's own opinion of it. I could get on a train for Ontario tomorrow if I had my passport with me. If I didn't have my passport on me, I could get on a train for New York or LA. Not a big fan of either city, having not gone to one of them, to be fair, but regardless, it's a possibility. You're not limited to where you currently are. You're not limited to who you currently are. Your life is in flux, and at the end of the day, you're in charge of it. And looping back to yesterday's topic a little bit, you know what's best for you. You are yourself. No one has any right to tell you what you can and can't do. If that means you are hopping on a train to Mexico tomorrow, passport and bag in hand, I wish you the best. You might have to care for some people. You might feel like there are obligations to people you're leaving behind. And while that may be true, it's not the best decision always, I would think, to leave people behind you without any thought to their care or what effect you might have on them. The whole thing is, you're still yourself. At the end of the day, you need to do what's best for you. So, with that in mind, take care of people. Take care of yourself. Be good to yourself. You deserve it. And, again, as always, I'm pushing the clock. So I have to go to class. I have to eat. I have to take care of myself. And have a wonderful January 30th. Welcome to my first subscriber, whoever you might be. And here's to many more. Cheers. No. Cheers. I did a prop pun. It's not a prop. I did a joke. Anyway, you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Take care. I'll see you around.